So up here we have a bucket that's empty. Goes nothing. And there's a tube feeding into it. There's a sphere over here and the pressure cooker. So what I decided to do is hook on a chain. Oh, the water's going up. As it drops, the rotisserie spit will spin. The water is flowing out there at a nice little stream. Today I'm up at Kings Mountain State Park in South Carolina, which has quite a bit of significance for the South regarding the Revolutionary War. This is where the Patriots had victory. Anyway, I'm not here for a history lesson. I'm here to set up camp. This was one of the few remaining campsites. It's a hammock site. I don't have a hammock, but they do allow a couple tents, so got my tent set up. This is my first time actually seeing a hammock site. I didn't know what to expect, but evidently it's just a bunch of posts in the ground with eye screws in them, so you can hang your hammock from one post to the next. We've got neighbors that are kind of close, so it might be a little bit noisy. Put all the bags in the tent bag. So when I'm ready to pack up, they're all together and I'll keep this in the tent. And of course, no rugged outdoor camping experience is complete without gas station firewood. Actually, what I found with these chairs is it's better to have the back going downhill. There's a little bit more comfort and stability this way. If you've been watching some of my past videos, you know that one of the cooking techniques that I'm looking forward to bringing out here is a steam-powered rotisserie with the buckets. And I'm not really 100% sure it's gonna work. I may be about 70%. There's so many variables, so we're gonna give it a shot. And speaking of shots, I went camping with some family and friends not too long ago, well, actually in the spring. And it took us a good long time to throw a rock over a branch so that we could hoist a pulley up there. But today, since this is kind of my thing, I'm going to be needing to throw rocks over branches for a long time, Lord willing. So I was searching around and I found that there's a product called Big Shot, which arborists use to get a line over a branch. There, that's better in the sun. Well, maybe it's not better. But anyway, I also bought a throw bag. It's a nice orange color, so it's easy to find if it gets thrown in the woods somewhere. And there's some line that attaches to it right here. And this is the Big Shot. It's basically two 4-foot poles that attach in the middle. The bottom has a little rubber end. And up here, this is very flexible. It's like a bungee cord. And it has a little pocket to put the throw bag. I imagine it would go like this, actually. Maybe I should read the instructions. But I do know that when you sling it, it should be facing away from you like that. And you pull down on this, and away it goes. That was a perfect shot. It went right where I wanted it to go. So now I gotta look for it. It kind of went far. Oh, I see it. That is so much easier than throwing a rock over a branch. So, here's that tree. That's the tree I'm aiming for right there. And that Y way up there, it's actually gonna be too high, but we don't have to hoist it all the way up. We just need it to be in line with the campfire. So the right side of the campfire there, this is where the wheel of the spit will be. And then on this side, I think we can use one of those branches up there. We got it up there on the first shot. That's amazing. At the end of this red paracord, I tied a pulley, and at the other end of this red paracord, I tied the throw line. So I'm gonna pull this red paracord up through the branch so that the pulley is at the correct height. I know it's kind of hard to see. Sorry about that. There's not much I can do. But once the bucket's hanging, you'll be able to see it a little better, and I'll try and zoom in for some close-ups. I'm just gonna pull this throw line up through the tree. We should be getting the red paracord to come through soon. Yeah. And here's the red paracord. See? So I don't have to get a ladder and climb up a tree and risk my life. And that big shot thing makes it really easy. So it went up through that little Y up there. Let's see where it landed. Whoa, landed right on the tent. Looks like. There it is. It actually works out great that this branch up here is right next to the campfire, because it makes it easy to run the water tube into the bucket. So to think about it, I really couldn't have planned a spot better than this. I'm just taking a break now. I got some water. As the sun goes down, I'll probably start a fire tonight, sit by here for a little while. So that's life here at Kings Mountain State Park, one of the battlefields of the Revolutionary War. My channel is kind of like a revolution against, I can't say modernity because I'm using a cell phone, and I used a car to get here, so it's not that. I'm not like the Amish people or something. I'm just interested in a more simple life, using simple mechanisms and not having to rely so much on technology. I guess I'm just interested in these weird contraptions. I find them fascinating, and they're fun to work on. They're challenging, frustrating at times, but interesting to me. So I'm doing what interests me. I know it's a little bit ridiculous, and I could just turn the spit manually, but this is more fun. I know I'm not very good at this, but I'm trying. This time I seem to have nice neighbors. I don't smell any unwanted odors. There's some kids next door. I always like to have families nearby. So there's some foreigners next to me. I can't really understand. I think they're from India, but they seem nice. So I can't complain about that. Prepared some new cotton balls dipped with Vaseline. There we go. I don't want to touch it with my fingers because it's all yucky. That should work. One thing that I often forget to bring are plates. So my plan is to make French toast and to eat it with maple syrup and fruit with no plates. So here we have some rye bread. Never had French toast with rye bread before, so that'll be interesting. I've got a couple eggs here, some fruit, of course maple syrup, butter, and a Copper Cow coffee latte creamer, which I usually use in my coffee, but I'm going to use that in the mixture for the French toast. So first we'll take some butter, because we want to put some butter in the pan. There we go. Then we'll just take the creamer, stick that in there. It's going to come out thick because it's cold. And just try and mix it as best we can, I guess. Yeah, that looks pretty melted. So let's go back and get the French toast ready. That just barely fits. Should I split it in two? That's what I'm thinking. Just to make it a little easier. Then I can dip each slice in the bag one at a time. I wouldn't say it does the greatest job. I mean, that side looks good. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Let's just stick this in here. Uh-oh. We could pour it on. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, let's give that a shot. Today I'm gonna have a cup of tea. So let's see if the water is ready. Looks like there's steam coming out, so. Oh yeah, it's boiling. You never want to hold your cup while you're pouring water. You always want to put it on a solid surface. I found a cooler spot so it'll cook more slowly and evenly. No need to look at the other side. Keep slicing my fork here. Oh, we have some blueberries. Giant blueberries at that. In Jesus' name, amen. delicious. It feels like everything's going well today. My wife made me some chocolate chip cookies. So that was my first time having French toast for breakfast at the campsite, and I really like it. It's pretty easy to make, a lot easier than pancakes. So I think that's going to be my go-to breakfast from now on. While I'm out here, I thought, well, I might as well use the pocket sundial to see what time it is.
See that little dot? Right there. It's about 9:30.
I've made it officially to the Make Camping Complicated mode. So up here we have a bucket that's empty, and there's a tube feeding into it. Comes down. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a sphere over here. I have the pressure cooker warming some water. The spit is all set up with the rope wrapped around it. And I want to give a special shout out to one of my commenters, Bob Miller, who told me about the needle valve. It allows a very small trickle of water. It gives you much finer control than a regular ball valve. Well, I forgot to bring the funnel for this, so we're gonna have to wing it. Here goes nothing. It's not boiling hot, but it's steaming. Of course, more will be added to it as the steam transforms back into water. Everything's all hooked up, so now we just wait. So this bucket here, which has about 1/4 inch of water in it, serves as the counterweight. And you know, as the other bucket gradually fills with water, once it reaches a certain point, it's going to drop very quickly. So what I decided to do is hook on a chain. So as this lifts, there is gradually more weight. So as that bucket fills, this one is gaining weight as well. It's going to be a very tricky measurement to get this to turn the rotisserie at a steady speed and not too fast. That's the challenge today. We're just waiting for some steam to build up in the pressure cooker. So today what we've got is, first of all, and most importantly, a nice piece of ribeye. I cut it in half because I don't think I could eat the whole thing, but I might think differently later. And over here, this is a sweet potato. It's called a Purple Stokes Sweet Potato, and I call it that because it's grown in Stokes County, North Carolina. The inside of it is all purple. There's a beautiful, rich purple flesh, and it's pretty big, so I need to get this on the fire because it's going to take a while to cook. And I've got some salt and pepper and thyme that I'm going to season the meat with. I guess we could do that now while I'm here. I have a hole in there. That should be okay. Where's a good place to put this so it's not going to burn on me like last time? I'm thinking maybe as far from the flames as possible. Oh yeah, that's getting hot. Oh, the water's going up. See that? There it goes. So while I was preparing the steak, the water came through all the tube, and it's about 4 feet from the top of the bucket, continually rising. It's going relatively slowly, which is good. I could hear the steam being released here. So I want to tighten this cap. It's just finger tight, but it needs to be a little more tight. We don't want to lose steam. All right, now we have this pressure relief valve. So if we get more than 50 psi, that's going to pop. And at that time, I'll probably have to take the pressure cooker off to reduce the steam. This is probably the best vantage point, so you can see everything. You've got the bucket. The water will fill that bucket. The bucket will drop. As it drops, the rotisserie spit will spin. And over there in the background, there's a bucket on the ground. And that will slowly rise up. That's the counterbalance. So this bucket will drop, that one will rise. At least that's the plan. The steak's ready to go, but I don't want to put it in the rotisserie basket yet because it's not spinning. It's just going to sit there. I do have a little bit of a leak near the pin valve. I tried to tighten it, but it didn't stop the leak, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. I just took the rope off the spit so I can lower this bucket so we can see what's going on in here. Are we getting any water flow? And yeah, we are. I don't know if you can see it, but the water is flowing out there at a nice little stream. And there's about, a half an inch of water already in there. And look at that, the counterweight went up a little bit. Please don't move on me. Wouldn't that be a disaster? Okay. Whew. Now. There. Now we're gonna just let that cook for maybe an hour. And it's going to be a very slow cook. It's pretty hot. I can't hold my hand there too long. So the idea is to slowly cook this while it's turning. Get it up to about 140. And then I'm going to pan sear it with some butter on the fire as the final step. I think I missed it again, but the counterweight bucket rose a little more. Not getting much movement on that rotisserie yet. There's some chainsaws in the background. They're clearing debris from the Hurricane Helene. Still a big mess around here. It's slowly moving. Not a continual spin, it's a very slow, gradual spin. Well, of course I missed it on video, but I think the water in the sphere emptied. Well, maybe not, but enough water went in the bucket and the bucket dropped really quickly. So this is one of those few moments I'm not sure if I like making camping complicated. Pretty hot water. Like most prepared outdoorsmen, I brought a roll of Teflon tape with me. We're all set and ready for round 2. Looks like the potato's done. Goes in there nice and smoothly. I can hear the steam being built up again. Looks like we're getting some water pressure again. Let's see where we are with the meat. $124. We got 20 degrees to go. Spinning again. seems to be rotating in spurts, not a continual turning. Well, that's it for round 2. Not sure if I like working with steam all that much. There's an invisible element to it. There's a lot of power and danger involved, but I prefer to be able to see mechanically every step in the process. And even though I have a clear silicone tube, I can see where the water is going. I can't really, there's just that invisible element. What's going on in the pressure cooker? What's going on in the sphere? So it's not my preferred way to cook, but I can see how this could be useful in the winter to provide heat inside the tent. We've got about 15 degrees to go. So I'm just going to manually turn this, but the problem is it won't hold. What can we do about that here? If you were wondering why I did that, that's why. So the steak's up to about 140 now, and I have some butter in the pan. I'm just going to melt that a bit. Oh yeah, 153, a little overdone. Take that off. While the meat is resting, I'll finish making my salad. Cut up some stuff at home to make it easier. Some cucumbers, some tomatoes, and we have some fruit left over from this morning, so how about some strawberries? Put a little salad dressing on that. One of my sons showed me a cool trick to mix the salad dressing in there. Yeah, it says chocolate chip, but the ones that I brought today were made by my wife. We're just reusing the container. Wow, does that look good? Let's check out this potato. Well, it's a little crunchy still. Let me throw that back on the fire. What happened? So while we're waiting for the potato, let's take a look at the steak. Ooh, a little bit of pink. That looks good. Amen. Well, let's give it a try. See if this whole trip was worth it, or if it was just a frustration. Oh yeah, it was definitely worth it. That is delicious. Wow, that came out great. Slow cooking, rotisserie style over a campfire. Gives you the best steak. Really good. I got the sweet potato, the Stokes Sweet Potato. We're just gonna go with it. I don't know, I'm having trouble with potatoes lately for some reason. We'll get the most tender parts of it. It's just the middle that's not cooked through yet. Still a bit hard. I mean, I could put my fork through it. I thought for sure it was done, but evidently not. So we won't have too much potato, unfortunately. But look how purple it is. We'll see how that goes. Overall, it's been a pretty good camping experience. Beautiful weather, not too hot, not too cold. The rotisserie worked. The only drawback I had was the sweet potato. I got the green light from the maternal unit to stay one more night here. I might as well get what I paid for. I paid for 2 nights, so I might as well stay the night, make a campfire, sleep in the tent, and get an early start to go home. It's about an hour and a half to get home from here.